Welcome back to Funimation 3D, Kids and Family Cartoon, the magical place where science comes alive, colors sparkle, and every adventure teaches you something new. Today, we're stepping into a world filled with invisible forces, floating objects, glowing fields, and scientific wonders that look like pure magic. Get ready because we're about to discover the power of magnets in a fun and exciting animated story designed especially for kids and families. Our adventure begins in the colorful little town of Magnetopia, a sparkling village where everything runs on magnetic energy. The houses have roofs shaped like tiny magnets, the street lamps glow with magnetic sparks, and even the bicycles hover slightly above the ground, floating thanks to a special magnetic path. The air is filled with swirling magical particles that shimmer like glitter every time something magnetic moves. In the center of this whimsical town lives our hero, Max the Magnet. Max is a cheerful, smiling, stick-shaped magnet with bright red and blue ends to show his north and south poles. He loves helping everyone in Magnetopia, from opening the magnetic gate to powering the floating train station. Max's best friend is a tiny, curious compass named Compy. Compy's little needle wiggles adorably whenever she gets excited, always pointing toward Max's North Pole. One bright morning, Max wakes up to a surprising discovery. When he steps outside, he notices that some objects are floating strangely above the ground. Metal spoons are spinning in the air, paper clips dance like tiny fairies, and the giant magnetic clock tower glows in swirling, colorful rings. Compy zooms over in a hurry. "Max!" she squeaks. "Something strange is happening. The magnetic fields around the town are going wild." Max looks closer and sees a huge swirling vortex of magnetic sparks forming above the magnetic mountain, the tallest mountain in the whole region. The sky crackles with playful, glowing lines, twisting, looping, and stretching like neon ribbons. "I have to find out what's going on," Max says with determination. He begins his journey toward the mountain, and Compy excitedly follows. As Max travels along the floating magnetic path, the world around him comes alive with vibrant, smooth animation. Colorful magnetic waves ripple in the air, creating sparkling patterns. Tiny metal critters, little round metal creatures, float up and down, giggling as Max passes by. The whole scene is playful, charming, and full of the magical energy that makes science fun. As Max reaches the base of Magnetic Mountain, he spots Professor Pollara, an elderly, wise horseshoe magnet who glows warmly with wisdom. Pollara stands beside a large glowing sphere, the magnetic heart of Magnetopia. "Max," Pollara says calmly, "the magnetic heart is becoming too strong. It's creating super powerful magnetic fields around town. We must balance the magnetic poles before things float away forever." Max nods proudly. "I'm ready to help, but how do we fix it?" Professor Pollara smiles. "The key is understanding how magnetic poles work. Remember, opposite poles attract, and similar poles repel." As Pollara speaks, glowing animations swirl around them, explaining the science in a friendly way. Red North Pole icons slide toward blue South Pole icons, gently snapping together like puzzle pieces. Meanwhile, red to red and blue to blue icons bounce away from each other, creating fun spring-like effects. The visuals are bright, easy to understand, and perfectly kid-friendly. Max practices this idea by using his own poles. He gently approaches the magnetic heart with his north pole, and the heart's south pole glows brightly, pulling him closer. "Opposites attract," Max says with a laugh. Then he tries the opposite side. When his north pole approaches the heart's north pole, it pushes him back like a soft, bouncy trampoline. Max flips around playfully. "And similar poles repel." While Max experiments, Compy explores the nearby magnetic field lines. She floats through glowing loops that form beautiful rainbow shapes around the magnetic heart. "These magnetic field lines show where magnetic forces flow," she says excitedly. She dips into a loop and pops back out. "They're invisible in real life, but they're always there." Suddenly, a loud crackle of energy echoes across the mountain. The magnetic heart pulses too strongly, firing colorful waves into the sky. Metal critters start flying uncontrollably. The floating train begins pushing itself backward, repelling against the wrong magnetic tracks. Even the magnetic clock tower starts drifting sideways, its giant hands spinning wildly. "It's out of balance!" Compy squeaks. Max knows it's time to save Magnetopia. He bravely approaches the magnetic heart and prepares to stabilize the field using everything he learned. Max places his north pole toward the heart's south pole. A calm hum fills the air as the two energies connect smoothly. Then, with slow, gentle motion, Max rotates around the heart, aligning his south pole with the heart's north pole. The swirling vortex begins to quiet down. The sky glows softer. The wild magnetic waves soften into beautiful flowing lines. Max continues rotating, balancing each pole carefully. The animation becomes warm and calming. Flowing ribbons of color follow his movements, like gracefully choreographed lights. As Max completes his final rotation, the magnetic heart shines a pure, steady glow, sending gentle waves throughout Magnetopia. Suddenly, everything begins falling back into place. The floating train glides perfectly on its track again. Spoon and paper clips gently drop into baskets carried by smiling metal critters. The magnetic clock tower lands gracefully back onto the ground. The town sparkles with soft, magical calm. Professor Pollara beams with pride. "Max, you've restored the balance! You used the principles of magnetism, attraction, repulsion, and magnetic fields to save our town." Max smiles happily. "Magnets are amazing! And now our town is safe again." Compy wiggles. "And science is fun!" As the camera pans over the glowing, colorful world of Magnetopia, the narrator's voice explains, "Magnets have invisible forces called magnetic fields. Opposite poles attract each other. Similar poles repel each other. And magnetic forces help many things in real life, like trains, compasses, gadgets, and magical animated towns like Magnetopia." With the town restored, Max climbs to the top of Magnetic Mountain. The sun sets in brilliant colors, sparkling off the metal buildings. The sky glows with soft streaks of magnetic lights, creating a warm, dreamy final scene. And now, as the story gently fades into the Funimation 3D Kids and Family cartoon logo, it's time for our cheerful goodbye message. Thanks for joining our adventure today. Don't forget like, share, and subscribe to see more amazing science adventures, magical stories, and fun animated videos. See you in the next episode. In my make ini